do have politics to talk about, and we will. I'm over Instagram. I'm over it. Every time I load the video social media platforms, and there's still no camera today. Maybe we'll hook up my phone like we did yesterday and show you the aftermath, like I showed you the leaning into it part. I got to try to go live a little sooner. So this whole warm up thing with Instagram, because it's tough. Not Instagram sends alerts automatically to all of my followers, and I've got like 2,000 or 3,000 followers on my Instagram account. How do you not use that? So, and now I'm getting text messages from the kid. Oh, that's the FEMA stuff. Yeah. And for those of you who are mother effing FEMA, my 19-year-old kid, who is technically uh, head of his own household, got $750 this week with a message to basically contact them when that's gone. For a 19-year-old kid, not an illegal immigrant, but someone that the state of Florida let down. I've got to turn my phones down here a minute. 1-888-88 Yergs. Call and tell me I'm wrong. Grow a set. You don't like what I'm saying? Tell me. Grow a set. 1-888-88 Yergs. 1-888-88 YERGZ. And guess what else I've got? It is a brand new day, and I'm pissed. I don't know what even, I got to sit back and think of all the different versions, the 2.0, 3.0, and whatever. 1.0 was my place in LA. 2.0 was here in Tampa in my bar room. And if you haven't figured it out by now, I'm talking about the different versions of Doghouse, of studio, for me to broadcast from. 1.0 was LA. 2.0 was the bar room in my house here. 3.0 was the bedroom that we turned into an actual studio. 3.0 was with the desk up against the wall and my back to the windows and the canal. 4.0 was a 180. My back was to that wall, and it was a green screen. And I was looking out those windows, and eventually 4 point whatever came along. And I had 4 monitors in my face, which I dearly miss right now. So 5.0 was courtesy of Hurricane Helene and was the couple of broadcasts that we got in the garage. 6.0 is now in my former living room, which looks like it may be transitioning to my bedroom also. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I'm desperately missing having more than one 28-inch monitor. I usually have 2. And then 2 37s right aside of that. That's how spoiled I am. But guess what I've got? Having almost lost all of that, and I do believe I will have lost some of the cable connections to them, because as they hung off the elevated desk, I think they were in the flood. And the cables themselves may have fried. So, is what it is. It's replaceable. And that's the message I want to get to you today. You are not. You're not replaceable. I got to try to get on these other social media platforms too. Chatter. I'm glad the cameras aren't hooked back up yet because I got to pick my nose. Chatter, Clubhouse. Got refills for God knows what. All right. So let's get chatter going. When you are a part of a social media platform and you go telling people how awesome the platform is, it's partially your job to make it that way. So when something comes up that's of interest, you need to take part in it. Anyway, so we did yesterday's show. It was live, not a hitch. Awesome. We made it. I don't know what other. I hate when they really limit the tags that you can place on a topic, on a show or a room or whatever. What are my two? I didn't realize I had two. I do not have travel. To hell. And then when these touchscreens are so damn sensitive, so I'm on these other, and I love what the guys are trying to do. I do. Hurricane Elton. That's Morton. You know, I love what these things are trying to do, but you can't quit on it. Yeah, whatever. And then I kind of sorta get some of them. Milton is over. So hopefully, I am now live on both Chatter and what's its nuts? Oh, whatever. So yesterday, I see all these do-gooders, people who think they're conservative because that's what Jesus would be. You know, the guy who's probably the most woke guy in history, who was, I don't know, an immigrant, illegal, hidden in a barn, right at birth. And they say about how here we are in Florida with no help whatsoever. And yet we're helping immigrants and we're helping Ukraine and all this other happy, problematic issues. I gotta get my coffee. Stay right there. And in case you haven't noticed, a little off script today, only because got a lot to just get right to. And we'll get Pierre's pot. I told Nicole and Sandy that they were the recipients of Pierre's pot yesterday. Trump trachea. That they were recipients of Pierre's pot yesterday. And my toast of the morning sauce went in their direction for everything they've done to help during this hurricane season, really. Even though it was just compounded into 2 weeks, it's really the whole thing. And here we are. I hope we're live on 93.3. Yeah, that's Pierre. 99.1 WDJY. And by the way, 99.1 WDJY, that's what you're listening to. We are in the process. It's not going to happen by tomorrow. I know that. But we are in the process of adding us another swing state. By next Friday, 8 a.m. Pacific, still 11 a.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. London, we will be adding the state of Nevada and the city of Las Vegas. Done. Happening. We're growing. Self-syndication, maybe. But we're growing because we've got an intelligent and necessary message to tell people. Something that I'll admit they're not used to hearing. But important nevertheless. It's called the truth. And today I'm going to share with you some truths that you probably don't want to hear. If you're in Florida, you don't want to hear this. If you're in parts of Atlanta and the rest of Georgia, the Carolinas, you don't want to hear this. But you could be receiving money right now. In fact, you probably will anyway, despite these asshats. I seem to be using that word a lot this week. How about this one? Despite these douchebags that we're going to talk about after the break, you could have had that money faster, or maybe more of it, or maybe fewer headaches getting it. I'm going to name each and every Republican who voted against funding FEMA and subsequently contributed to Donald Trump's lies that FEMA was not ready for Helene, Milton, and previous and following hurricanes. 99.1 WDJY, Yerg's Radio, and the rest of the Mastiff Media Network. You're going up the middle, although I'm going to reach out and smack the right. We'll be back after this. Maybe. Where's it at? Where the hell is it? Jesus.
Talking about retribution.
And going after people is disrespect of our military.
The military people that he's disgraced.
91.
Criminal felonies.
4 different indictments.
He mishandled classified documents.
Taking documents.
Now his desire to do away with NATO.
Donald Trump talks about abandoning Ukraine.
He said he'll be a dictator on day one.
If he's going to be a dictator on day one, he's going to be a dictator, period.
That kind of stuff scares me.
Absolutely scares me.
The second Trump term would be worse than the first.
A second term for Trump would be far more extreme.
It is dangerous, outright dangerous.
I cannot support Donald Trump again.
I'd never vote for him again.
You'll never get my vote. Ever, ever.
Smell nasty. Do you want to freshen it up a little bit? Go to aromabypeter.com. Check out all of Peter's candles. It's what we burn here in Studio Yerg's. I'm burning right now leather scented candle. That's right, leather scented. So go to aromabypeter.com/Yergs and check out his candles today.
I'm Jane Stahl, retired English teacher, and with my BFF, Susan Bebeck, we manage Studio B Fine Art Gallery in Boyertown, Pennsylvania. We showcase the art of hundreds of local artists, publish books of the poetry, prose, and art of local writers, offer classes, art parties, workshops, discussion groups, cater dinners. We've even hosted a wedding. And we're here to be the go-to place for friendship, learning, and fun in our community. Virtual tours of our exhibits are available right here on Yergs Radio. Let us introduce you to some amazing art and artists.
Check out Jane Stahl and everyone at Studio B in Boyertown, Pennsylvania. Please visit our YouTube channel, Talk TV 24. How's your website doing? I'll tell you how mine's doing. It's awesome. Yergs.com is gotta be the best website for anybody in podcasting or any sort of broadcast solo journalist like me. How did I get that? Limit Break Digital. Limit Break Digital did my website with Yergs.com. They did YergerGroup.com. They take care of my marketing, my branding, and help me get the message out to you. Go to limitbreakdigital.com/Yergs for 10% off your next project. That's a $3,000 site, Yergs.com. And you can get 10% off that by just going to limitbreakdigital.com/Yergs today. Talk to Jay. That's my guy. We all got a guy, and Jay's mine. limitbreakdigital.com. Hey gang, it's Yergs. Right now, our country is about to embark on yet another controversial presidential election. I have an actual question, legitimate question, as a political scientist and historian by education. If you are a Trump supporter, I want to hear from you. I want to know what your appeal to Donald Trump is at this time. Please email me news, N-E-W-Z, at yergs.com. News, N-E-W-Z, at YERGZ.com. Thanks. Participants must be willing to provide their contact information, answer a series of questions, and then have their first name broadcast over the radio and social media relevant to Up the Middle. There we go. Pierre's pot. I don't know what his name is, but sitting in my car all night last night, there was a gentleman and his wife in an SUV aside of me, to one side, to my right, to my starboard, and to my port was one of Pasco County's finest. All night, we all sat together in a drive-through of a bank that was obviously closed. But I'm going to talk about some intelligent creativity. We sat there. And just waited it out. I wanted to get further north to where my son was. And another shout out to his girlfriend's family, Kaylee, her brother Chris, and their mom and dad. I think there's another sister there too. There's a younger sister. But shout out to all of them who have been housing Zach since right before Helene. I think he's going to move in with them. I've lost him. But like I told you before the break, my kid who lives with me technically, still, God bless him, asks me for permission on some certain things sometimes. But I try to make it more like sound advice. is technically an independent household. And as such, got money from FEMA overnight from an application approximately 3 days ago. So for all of you people repeating Donald Trump's lies, it's not me being political. You want me to be political? Okay, we'll be political. Hold on a second. We'll be political. Don't you worry. I got you. But Donnie Boy wants to tell you that FEMA is not ready. They've been ready. They're sitting and waiting. Now, if you want to get political, if we had a decent governor who could return a phone call instead of saying, bobblehead, picture the bobblehead going, I didn't know they called. Don't you think maybe you should call them if that's actually the case? Huge if. But if you remember him saying, and again, I don't remember if it was from Ian or Dahlia, but in the process of evacuating, gas stations ran out. No gas. You're not going anywhere. You're stuck here. That will never happen again, said bobblehead DeSantis. And what happened? Maybe because, lo and behold, right before this happened, the price of gas was down at or even below $3 here in the state of Florida. Well, we can't have that. We Republicans control the gas. After all, we need that to get out of a situation where Tesla batteries will explode. And I love the hypocrisy. Remember I said about the hypocrisy? Who owns Tesla? Elon Musk, who is so far up Trump's ass they look like a cockroach together. Elon Musk, who can do no wrong when he censors you on Twitter, not X, Twitter. Elon Musk. But we conveniently forget it's his car batteries that are exploding all over the place. And that's not his fault. That's what happens when you mix a heavy salted, a high saline salt water. I think it's saline. A deeply concentrated in salt water, like that coming from the Gulf of Mexico, for example, with lithium batteries. It's a bomb. That's what it is. There's nothing accidental about that. That's what you're making is essentially a bomb because it's going to go off. So when you want to make your jokes about a Ford burnout and the tires squealing and a Tesla burnout, remember, you gas-guzzling hicks, you're picking on one of your own, which I love you for. I pick on my own all the time. Wait till those two knuckleheads get in tomorrow. Blake and Matt. I'm going to sell them. I've beat 2 hurricanes. I've called out Republicans for the pathetic pieces of Republicanism that they are. You can insert your own S word there. What you guys been doing? Sorry, but the roof of my mouth itches like crazy. I got to make the clicking sound to kind of scratch it. So yeah, we're running out of gas. Thank God. I just said, screw it. I've got enough extra money. I'm filling up. And that was Monday. And even as I was doing that, Plenty of pumps said 87 only. They were already out of 89 and 92, 3 or whatever they've got, whatever octane they've got as their high. And I said, you know what? I got the money. I'm going to fill up. I'm glad I did. So I've got a list of lovely folks in Congress. I wonder what Billy, oh, damn it. My buddy Randy Schlesman from high school is down more in the meat of this mess. Apparently everything's good other than electric. Where did I get that? Oh. See if I can just get it just off the internet. One of the things I actually want to talk about today, and here it is, guys, the toast of the morning sauce into the direction of that deputy that sat to my port side and that husband and wife that sat to the starboard. We ran it together. We did it. Now we're moving on. Toast of the morning sauce to starboard and port, to both of you, to all of you. Well done. And that's not just those three, but that's to anybody who sat with anybody else. Val, Radio Val Silver from 1490 WWPR, sat with a friend of hers in a laundry room because that was the safest place to be. And she's down, mind you, she's down in Bradenton, where this place hit, or where this thing hit. She's just north of that. So glad to see she's doing okay. And everybody that is. And to everybody who sat with somebody last night. And hurricanes prior and hurricanes in the future. A toast of the morning sauce, as Pierre would say, in your direction. So I'm going to Google this quick because that's how I found it earlier. I saw, and I'm big on this, you put out one of those memes. You put out one of those memes, you'd better know what you're talking about. Because a lot of these ignorant memes that get put out and are believed as fact, are taken as fact, are pushed back out as fact, and aren't. It's one of the reasons, or one of the ways we got Trump elected in the first place. Maybe do a little bit of homework. This doesn't happen. Florida Republicans who voted against funding FEMA are now facing disaster. And the hurricanes and tornadoes and everything that's left destruction in its wake, not the only disaster we're talking about today. But according to Newsweek, that was in Rolling Stone, the article, the headline I just gave you. But according to Newsweek, and I'm going to read this other one too from the Republic. Yeah, this is fascinating. I was actually going to have these Republicans as today's Pierre's Pot, because my hat's off to you. When I thought you're with the remnants of your party, you're not Republicans, by the way, you're maggots. That's what you are. Republicans are Liz Cheney, Adam Kinzinger, Mitt Romney, who are just huddled up together, licking their wounds, saying, what the hell happened? And trying to get their party back. Now, here's another one we're going to look at from verifythis.com. Claim that 100 Republicans voted against FEMA funding needs context. Let's hit that one first. All right, so this does seem like it's a little mixed, and that's fine. But there's politics in here. I can see, but just the name. Did 100 Republicans vote against funding FEMA? Sources: Continuing Appropriations and Extensions Act, U.S. Senate, H.R. 9905, and the Clerk of the U.S. House of Representatives. The answer needs context. The 100 Republicans named by Harris's campaign voted against the budget bill to fund the entire federal government through December 2024. The bill did include continued funding for FEMA's Disaster Relief Fund. What we found on September 25th, 2024, 100 Republican senators and representatives vote. That's a combination. There are only 100 senators, 2 from each of the 50 states. A combination of 100 Republican senators and representatives voted against a budget bill to fund the entire federal government through December 2024. December 20th, 2024, the bill did include continuing funding for FEMA's Disaster Relief Fund. On September 25th, 100 Republican senators and representatives voted against a bill to continue funding the entire federal government, including FEMA's Disaster Relief Fund, through the end of 2024. A separate bill to give FEMA additional funding to respond to Hurricane Helene has yet to be put up for a vote. So then you vote for this. Maybe there's something in it you don't like. Well, you know what? We have 2 things to say about that. Karma and paybacks. Which one do you want? Probably neither. Because it's okay for you to do something when it's getting your buddy something. Like a tax cut. But God forbid you help rebuild the houses of the people that put you in office, Gus Bilirakis. This type of temporary funding bill, known as continuing resolution, is a short-term measure meant to prevent a government shutdown until Congress is able to agree on and pass an annual budget, which, by the way, they haven't done since, I think, before the Obama administration. We're going to find out. Congress has completed appropriations before the start of the fiscal year only 4 times in the past 40 years. The last time Congress completed all bills on time was 20 years ago in 1996. Bill Clinton says, "You're welcome." I think I got to stop doing politics. It just pisses me off. And I put budge instead of budget in my search. Oh, well. We can take that down. We're done with Pierre's Pod for now. So, I mean, it doesn't. The bill passed the House, so it was exactly, and they're all Republican too. I thought some were Democrats. Wow. The bill passed the House by a 341 to 82 vote. Let's see what that has. And passed the Senate by 78 to 18. All of the votes against the bill were Republicans. Shocker. I got to get a thing for that. Oh, damn it. Oh, I forgot it again. We can never not do.
Wake up, goddammit!
There we go. Votes by party. By name. Votes nay. Baird from Indiana. Balderson from Ohio. Banks from Indiana. Bean from Florida. Biggs from Arizona. Bilirakis from Florida. Bishop from North Carolina. Boebert, no surprise there. Boast, Breachin. Burchett, Burleson, Kamek from Florida, Cloud from Texas. I mean, they got hit too. Clyde from Georgia. What's up with this? Collins from Georgia. Crane from Arizona. Curtis from Utah. Yeah, you know what, Curtis? When this global warming causes an avalanche and buries your sorry ass, we'll vote against that too. How's that sound? Davidson from Ohio, Donalds from Florida, Duncan from South Carolina. Estes in Kansas apparently needs another tornado. Ezell from Mississippi needs a flood. Feenstra from Iowa needs a tornado. Finstead from Minnesota needs a new name. Fishbach from Minnesota, Fry from South Carolina, Fulcher from Idaho, Gates, shocker, from Florida, Tony Gonzalez from Texas, Good and Gooden from Virginia and Texas, respectively, Gozar from Arizona, Green from Georgia, Griffith from Virginia, Guest from Mississippi, Hageman, Harris, Higgins from Louisiana, Jordan from Ohio, Joyce from Pennsylvania, LaHood from Illinois, Luna. We're going to talk about that Luna. So that's the House. In the Senate, I mean, it's, Tuberville, shocker, no surprise there. Rick Scott did not vote. There you go. That's brave. I know I should vote for this, but I won't because I can't, because I'm a pussy. But what's nice, Young from Indiana voting for it. Wicker from Mississippi voting for it. Vance also not having a set of balls. Tillis in North Carolina, there you go. That paid off, didn't it, pal? Voting for it. It makes me drink, is what it does. More coffee. Here we go. By position. The nays, Blackburn in Tennessee, Britt, Alabama, Bud, North Carolina, Haggerty in Tennessee, Tuberville in Alabama, Scott in South Carolina. I'm fascinated with the stupidity. Wow. Got to take one more break quick when we come back. I will have today's morning motivation. 99.1 WDJY, Yerg's Radio, and the rest of the Mastiff Media Network. As soon as I find my tab, there we go. We'll be back after this.
Is the only president in American history who has refused to guarantee the peaceful transfer of power.
Joe Biden.
He lost the election and he knew it.
To become the president.
He betrayed millions of Americans by telling them the election was stolen.
Stop the steal.
He ignored the rulings of dozens of courts. Rather than accept his defeat, he mobilized a mob to come to Washington and march on the Capitol. Then he watched on television while the mob attacked law enforcement. Is the only president in American history who has refused to guarantee the peaceful transfer of power.
Joe Biden.
He lost the election and he knew it.
To become the president.
He betrayed millions of Americans by telling them the election was stolen.
Stop the steal.
He ignored the rulings of dozens of courts. Rather than accept his defeat, he mobilized a mob to come to Washington and march on the Capitol. Then he watched on television while the mob attacked law enforcement, invaded the Capitol, and hunted the vice president. He refused for 3 hours to tell the mob to leave. There has never been a greater dereliction of duty by any president. Trump was warned repeatedly that his plans for January 6th were illegal. He didn't care, and today he celebrates those who attacked our Capitol. Donald Trump has proven he is unfit for office. Donald Trump is a risk America can never take again.
From iHeart Podcasts.
What the hell is going on in here?
Everyone has their limits.
I'd never confronted a situation like this.
The numbers were being inflated and lied about and conflated.
I just thought it was just a really terrible, immoral thing for him to do.
A line they won't cross.
I was stunned, and I just said to him, no.
We're killing people. What exactly are we doing here?
I remember him saying, in this 007 evil villain kind of way, this is the beginning of a process.
You may never have to face that decision. When you find yourself at that line,
Thoughts racing, hearts racing, emotions are all over the place.
They could be harassed, they could be imprisoned, they could be killed.
Somebody needs to just, for once, give everybody the whole truth.
I'm like, this is evil.
And the only person who can sound the alarm is you.
She folded it up, put it in her pantyhose, and walked out of the building. Yeah, I really am the world's dumbest criminal.
These are the whistleblowers.
I wasn't just going to sit silently by.
I was told you take your questioning black self and get it on up out of my facility because you're trouble.
The message is, if you are disloyal, if you speak out, you will pay.
This is what it's like when the president decides he wants to destroy you.
Bad things are going to happen to him. Anti-American. You are a disgrace to our country. He should be prosecuted.
When power corrupts, conscience is the last line of defense.
Is it ever too late to do the right thing?
We talk about institutions, but they're really about individual people.
The responsibility drops in everybody's lap.
I'm Miles Taylor. The Whistleblowers premieres Thursday, July 13th on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Check out Miles Taylor and the Whistleblowers. I've referenced that plenty of times throughout Up the Middle, Both Sides Now, and Yerg's Tonight. He does an excellent job telling the stories of various people who blew the whistle on the Trump administration and their reasons why, personal and professional, as well as the consequences that these people paid to get the truth to the public. Check out the Whistleblowers on Apple, iHeart, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. The July date that he mentioned is from 2023, and season 1 is complete. It's excellent, and it's still very relevant, probably now more than ever. So I certainly recommend that you give it a look. See you again. I almost had somebody joining me on stage on Chatter. That's why I wish that I could get the desktop version, because then they could join me on stage and you, the rest of you, would be able to hear them too. Anyway. So I do have today's morning motivation. Is it sounding like I'm echoing, or is it just my ear? Because my ears constantly ring. And actually, it's not from the headsets either. Oh, I need music. We got to do this. You know, one of the reasons why I'm back on the air after 2 hurricanes, it's not because I'm a badass. Actually, it is because I'm a badass. But it's also because of Tim's Custom Computers. Newport Richey, Florida. Tim's Custom Computers is this massive machine sitting right beside of me right now. It's not massive as in like it's big, bulky, and a pain in the ass. It's massive because this thing kicks ass. And if that's what you're looking for, gaming, streaming, radio, college, career, homework, whatever, what I can do with this, I don't even know what I can do with this, but I'll tell you what I can do with it is compare it to anything you can get anywhere else. And I'll tell you, I paid a lot less for a lot more. Do you know what I would have paid if I would have bought the Mac Studio that I was planning on getting to do this? $10,000. Do you know how many of these same computers I could have bought for $10,000? 4.5. Tim's Custom Computers. It's timscustomcomputers.com. Tim Jasanowski. So go to timscustomcomputers.com or call them at 727-766-2756. While we're here, I'm going to get a workout in. Finally, I'm back in the gym. And you can be too, if they're open. If they were open yesterday, just like I was on the air. This is why I sponsor this guy. Or actually, he sponsors me. But this is why I allow him to sponsor me. I don't say yes to everybody. I got to be honest, I don't. And I'm not going to. If I believe in you, you can advertise on my show. And Anthony and everybody at Momentum Fitness, Mouse Fitness, they were open yesterday too. I was on the air. They were open. We both cut down at the right time so we could evacuate or go where we got to go to be safe. Keep you folks from being stupid. He closed the gym. But he did have it open for those of us, boom, that need that intensity. So I got to pull that open so I can. Oops. Momentum Fitness and Wellness. right on 19 in Jasmine Estates. Go to MomentumFitnessAndWellness.com or call 727-378-4175. 727-378-4175 or MomentumFitnessAndWellness.com. You can use their built-in chat application to schedule your appointment or have them answer any questions you got. All right. Rough couple of weeks. And I think anytime we have that, we got to pull up somebody who's also been through some rough times. Did I open it yet? No, I didn't. Okay. Well, hold on. There he is. I'm going to, and when I pull these out of the file that I've got, I rename it right away. And all I do to rename it is after the name of the file. In this case, Abraham Lincoln. I put in today's 6-digit 1010, meaning 2024, October 10th, the last time I used this particular file and the quote from it. Hi, baby. I've got a special guest in the studio, my puppy. I want to share this too. Hold on. Abraham Lincoln. He is, as I get there, give me a second. There he is. I have been driven many times to my knees by the overwhelming conviction that I had nowhere else to go. I'm certain over the past couple of weeks, many of you have been in that position as well. Not because you're gay and there was a hot guy in front of you, or maybe that too, but for whatever faith, it was that time. You needed that moment. And by the way, Abraham Lincoln was not religious. You know, all this bull poopy about we're a Christian nation and we're built on Christian principles. No, we're not. No, we're not. Don't argue. I've looked into this. Almost a third of our founding fathers were what we call deists, deity. They do believe in some sort of higher power. God is not that higher power. And so what he's also saying here, that perhaps his own higher power, whatever that was, if anything, let him down. And so he had to try something. And I think that's really the message, isn't it? I tried tarping the major doors in the house, the garage door, the front door, sandbagged all the others, taped them. Water still got in 4 feet deep. Well, maybe I didn't put the tape high enough. Doesn't really matter that you tape the door when the water comes through the wall. So I had nowhere else to go. So I just had the faith that I'm going to pick up wherever this drops me. I'm going to pick up and continue. And with what I'm doing now for the house, for my house and for the neighborhood, there will be other people who are going to be faced with this situation like we've been faced with the past 2 weeks, even just one of them. And they're going to come out on top like I'm about to. I'm building up. I'm building up. I'm not doing this again. I've got neighbors who are in their house 3 months before having had to rip everything out all over again. So they have that conviction that right now they have nowhere else to go. At risk of sounding too much like Ron DeSantis, I'm going to say, I am the way. Come up with me. And that's what we're going to talk about next week, probably not tomorrow. 99.1 WDJY. You can get us anywhere you want to be. www.mastiff.media. You can learn anywhere you can find Up the Middle and other programs by Mastiff Media. It's been great, guys. We'll see you again tomorrow. Where are you at? Here we go. Yeah, I heard that too. Thomas, I missed you guys this morning. I was awake too. That's what really pisses me off. Who is this douchebag? Not you, Tom. So, former con member, I really hope you throw some balls and call us tomorrow. And learn how to spell seriously. It's all artificially related, you douche. No one what to be on top. Clearly somebody doesn't. Listen, you little punk, you're my bitch. I'll talk down to you all I want. Put your real name up there, pussy. Put your real name up there. I'll talk down to you anytime I want. Talk about glory holes. Douche. Yeah, we're still on the air. Maybe not in Atlanta, but the rest of the world knows what a douche you are. This is the stuff that I love. Whistleblower protection isn't for issues of national security. Actually, yes, it is. Depending on, what you're blowing a whistle on, absolutely it is. And in fact, that could be one of the things that you're maintaining, such as when somebody like Trump, in the name of national security, tries to become an autocrat. And if you do not believe me, read the Act of Congress. Oh, pulling my line. That's what I tell you maggots to do, is to do your own damn homework. I'm not echo chambering. No, I'm not echo chambering. This is what it sounds like when you have an interesting and unique thought of your own instead of rebounding MAGA crap. I don't even know what this. Only time kick RAS and it doesn't record names. I don't know what that is. I thought the kick RAS, he was trying to say something like Bill Rakis. Yeah, you know what? It is nice. It's really nice. It must be nice. It is nice. It is really nice to have lost everything twice in 2 weeks and still be on the air educating dumbasses like you, douche. Calisthenics doesn't require a hymn. Oh, there you go. Play Bible Thumper. Dude, unlike you, I actually read the Bible. Suspend the Constitution and history doesn't call it a coup. No, history calls exactly what Donald Trump a coup. And it will continue to do so. And it's exactly what he's going to be tried for. You wait. There wasn't suspension of habeas corpus. It was a coup. He was voted out. But did they speak? Are we talking about the colonies? Or founding fathers? Who cares? Did they use foreign language? Yes, actually, some of them spoke German. Something like 20% of Congress spoke German because they were from Pennsylvania. Did they make oaths to a Greek house or Latin prophet scheme to own land? I love when people just type random thoughts like this because they think the rest of the world knows what they're talking about. Nobody knows what you're talking about, dude. And you know what else? Fewer people care. Who cares? Oh, there you go. Here's a maggot. Who cares about the Constitution? Yeah, exactly. Nobody from the Trump side does. That's clear. Oh, here we go. British Parliament is my master. Yeah. That's why we won 200 plus years ago, because British Parliament's our master. Douchebag. No, I'm not going to ban you. I'm not going to ban you. I want you to come here. I want you to continue to come here because you're going to be bowing down to me, you douche. You're going to learn something in the process. One thing you're going to learn is that you're not too bright. The other thing you're going to learn is that we, Americans, don't sniff the Queen or King's ass. And that includes Donnie, Charlie, any of them. Oh, what's he trying to mumble now? George Washington forced... That's not even a word. George Washington forced, variolated his own revolutionary soldiers. Try to put that in English. Or if I need to butter you up a little bit, dumb it down for me. How about that? To all my douchey listeners that can't figure out what your genius is trying to tell us. The Great Trading Wall of the Americas, you mean the one that Trump built and fell over? That Great Trading Wall? This guy's mumbling. Here, I'm going to give you something. You could use this. This is our station's email address, news, NEWZ, @yergz.com. Email me your contact info, and you know what I'll do? I'll get you back on your meds, you douche. Yeah, I don't hear from him now, do I? Nope. All right. Well, we've had enough fun with douchebag. And no, I'm not going to ban you. I'm going to let you come back tomorrow when I have two co-hosts, either of which are smarter than you sound asleep, than you are on a good day. Oh, we got one. Hold on. What's he got? British Parliament sabotaged the Scottish by unfunding the creation of the Panama Canal. What? I think Barack Obama wants to reply to that.
First of all, what? What?
Yeah, I don't get it, dude. So why don't you just come back tomorrow and we'll continue to tell the world how stupid you are. All right, everybody. That's it. I'm out of here. I've got a house to clean up, puppies to walk. It's sunny. Yeah, I build an audience by talking to douchebags like you and at least trying to help you. That's the beauty of our country. If you want to stay being a douchebag, you can stay being a douchebag. That's your right to be a douchebag. Oh, showing love. I've got 30,000 people in the Tampa Bay, and I'm here a month. I've got another 27,000 people in Atlanta, and next week I start in Las Vegas. Now you said something intelligent. There we go. You can't help me. You're correct. I can't help you. You are beyond help. You are beyond help. Double douche. Yeah, well, yeah, that's what you need to clean the MAGA wax out of your ears. A double douche. Douche. All right, everybody. We're done playing with my chew toy. We'll be back tomorrow with Matt and Blake, 11 a.m. Eastern. Is who in my chat? Speak English. Isn't that what you MAGAs say? Speak English. English is the official language. Who's they? 50,000+ people? Yes. They are in my chat. And they're laughing at you. Douche. Yes, I do love British. Some of my best friends are British. What's your point? Sometimes I'm a servant. Sometimes, yes. Weekends. We get a little bit of leather and chains out and we have some fun. Yeah. Point being, I don't know. You said it. You said I love British. I said, you're right. Who cares? We're all human. You a fool. That's what he says. You a fool. Yet, this douchebag can't speak English. You are a fool, dumbass. You are a fool, comma, dumbass, period. How's that? Douche. Oh, glad I clicked the explicit button on Chatter today. Oh, here we go. I find it hard to believe you service to retirement age and what? Secret. Spell. Use spell check. At least then I'll pretend to think you're intelligent. I was there 21 years, 4 months, and 2 weeks. What else do you want to know? Wow, that's a low-flying helicopter. Where'd my other dog go? Shady! Oh, there she is. Hi, baby. Hello, baby. I'm making this guy talk like a douchebag. I am not the one calling you names. No, because you got no name to call me. Except Lord. 21 what? Yes, 21 hookers. Is that what you want? That's what it would take for you to get laid, probably. God, why can't I see that these chats are on when I've got more time on the air? When I made an ass out of you in front of 50,000 people. Former con member. What are you, a Star Trek nerd? All right. We've had fun with Douchebag. Hopefully he'll join us tomorrow. I got to find out. I got to try to enlarge that picture and just see how stupid he is. I'll put it on tomorrow. All right, everybody. We're off with Atlanta already because they have a life and a schedule. Apparently I don't.
Relax, darling. We're all mishpucha. All right. Well, that's all the time we have this week. My name is Linda Richmond.
And my name is Liz. Of course, this is my mother. Barbara, we love you. Hello, gorgeous. The movie was like butter.
Like butter.
Like a big stick of butter.
Mama! Oi.
All this talk about food, I'm getting hungry, girls.
She is like butter. Oh, I can die now. I can die. Barbara, you're beautiful. That's all the time we have. I have to go and die
now. Listens for 18 minutes. The average fan listens for, are you ready for this? Okay. An hour and 20 minutes. How can that be? Answer most commonly given. I want to see what he'll say next.
All right, okay, fine. But what about the people who hate Yergs?
Good point. The average skater listens for 2.5 hours a day.
Look, but if they hate him, why do they listen?
Most common answer, I want to see what he'll say next.